But first, the Norfolk Commonwealth's attorney announced his office is taking a look back on some closed cases. 13 years ago today, Norfolk Police Detective Robert Glenn Ford was convicted in federal court for taking bribes from suspects and coercing confessions. One notable case he investigated was the July 1998 rape and murder of Navy wife Michelle Moore Bosco in her Norfolk apartment. 4 sailors were wrongfully convicted of and imprisoned in this case. 10 on your side's Amy Avery joins us now to tell us why these cases are back open tonight.
Well, Regina, Norfolk Commonwealth's attorney Ramin Fatehi is launching a conviction integrity review of all the cases former Detective Ford worked on. They're partnering with UVA, but Fatehi says this isn't an academic exercise. He says they plan to take whatever steps necessary to make things right.
I know I'm not the only one. There's lots of folks out there.
Eric Wilson spent 8.5 years in prison for a rape he didn't commit. He's one of the Norfolk 4. Wilson and 3 other sailors were convicted in the July 1997 death of Michelle Moore Bosco. Their DNA didn't match the evidence. Their confessions were forced. The lead detective was corrupt.
While we may never know the full extent of Investigator Ford's misconduct, the ability to say these files do not reveal misconduct should help to restore the trust in the integrity of those convictions.
13 years after former Norfolk Police Detective Robert Glenn Ford was convicted in federal court, Norfolk Commonwealth's attorney Ramin Fatehi announced they're taking a look back on every case he worked. His office has formed a partnership with UVA law professor Deirdre Enright to determine if there was any misconduct in any other cases.
I have very little doubt when I say that I think we will probably find other cases in this review. There's no reason to think that the only cases where something terrible happened have already been found and taken care of.
The UVA Innocence Project has already handled 4 Robert Ford cases. Ford is also known to have extracted false confessions from 3 innocent juveniles regarding the 1990 robbery and murder at the Lafayette Grill. Wilson says it's more than just being thrown in prison. It's living with the label wrongfully placed on you after. He hopes this partnership helps others like him who were hurt by the justice system.
These somebodies are people. They have lives, and our system is setting people up for failure.
So far, the office and Professor Enright have identified more than 90 cases known to have involved Ford and 90 others that might have involved him. The team at UVA says if you or a loved one may have been negatively impacted by him, to call them so they can look into it. We'll put that information inside this story on wavy.com. Amy Avery, 10 on your side.